All right, I want to say before we move on here and wrap this thing up here, shout out to my wife here. This is my 15-year anniversary. So,
happy anniversary!
You made it. You know, man. You know what? Marriage is a son of a bitch. It's not about, if you're gonna make it work, it's if you want it to work.
Right.
At the end of the day. And so at the end of the day, any marriage you want to make it, you gotta want it to work. So shout out to you, baby. We made it 15 years. Here we go. Bets and Buds. We're gonna be coming up once we get to the football season of our 3rd year anniversary. Once we start this season off here. Friends, countrymen, fellow degenerates, welcome back to Bets and Buds. We're the Buds helping you cash your bets. I am Jason Smoking Token.
I'm Bobby Light.
Welcome back, everybody. Welcome back. We are in the full throes of summertime action here. We got the conference finals in both leagues in the association and the NHL right now. NHL kicking off their finals tonight with Edmonton Oilers versus Florida Panthers up in Edmonton here. Yeah, Canada's trying to break their curse of not winning the Stanley Cup since 1993.
32 years.
Yeah, since 1993 with the Montreal Canadiens and Patrick Waugh leading the helmet. They're behind the goal there. And we also got the NBA going to be kicking off tomorrow night. That's going to be kicking up. By the time you see it, it'll be tonight. By the time you see our podcast here, that'll be we got the Pacers versus the Oklahoma City Thunder. Oklahoma City Thunder. Should be an interesting series. They got two small markets right here, like smack dab in the Midwest. Going to kick that thing off. And then we got some little Cardinals baseball. They're rolling along here. And just got to get that thing going with some Cardinals baseball.
Yeah, let's go ahead and talk about a little Cardinals baseball. So, as they sit right now, they're 33-27. Mm-hmm. They've cooled off a little bit since they went on that hot streak. Mm-hmm. They failed to capitalize. I mean, actually, it's the Cubs that have capitalized on this little. Yeah. The Cubs are 8-2 in their last 10.
Oh, yeah. I mean, 5 games. They got the Cardinals are 5 games back right now.
5 games back of the Cubs. They're still a half a game up on the Giants, though, for that final wild card spot. So
is it now? I thought they were 2 back behind the Padres.
How many wild?
It's 2. It's just the top 2.
Okay, then
so the Cardinals are 3rd.
For some reason, I was thinking.
Yeah, no. 3. So they're 2 games back of the Padres right now in the wild card. Yeah, so that's where we're sitting right now with the Cardinals right now. But we're still in good shape just because of the fact that Cardinals and Cubs have not even played.
No, they have not.
Which is amazing. This again, what we talked about last week, as far as one of the things I hate about the interleague play and this balanced schedule of interleague, American League, National League games being played. That we've gone this late in the season with the Cardinals and Cubs, because usually that was a big Memorial Day weekend series.
That's a huge series
in the past,
either in regular or down here in St. Louis.
Yeah, I mean, we have not gotten them playing yet. So once these guys start playing head to head, that's where we'll kind of get a good handle, I think, on where we're going to be sitting going forward into the season here.
They're probably not going to end up playing tonight, which would be yesterday, depending on when you watch this podcast. But they definitely have a doubleheader going. They've already announced the doubleheader.
Yeah.
Libator and Michaelis will be starting tomorrow.
Okay.
So
all right.
They're 6-4 in their last 10. Like I said, I mean, they're not killing it, but they're not.
They're still playing quality baseball overall. I mean,
6 games over 500 after 60 games in the season. So I mean, if I would have taken the under on that. After 60 games, I would have said no. They have less than.
Yes, I mean you could ask for much worse. I mean, honestly, at this point of the season, I mean they could have been much worse in situation. So
Sonny Gray's picking it back up. He had an excellent outing the other day. 10 strikeouts. He looked really good.
Bullpen blew a game last night, though.
Yeah,
man, I mean they were up 7. They were up 7-2.
I'm gonna say Ollie blew that game because. For Palante to give up 7 runs right there, 5 in that specific inning, he had already given up 4 hits in a row. You've got the bases loaded. Come on, he doesn't have it. Right,
exactly. I mean, that's some of the issues a lot of people have with Ali Marmol is that he just doesn't seem to manage the pitching staff well and the bullpen well. I mean, but again. It's easy for us to do that, sideline.
Yeah, we're definitely doing the old Wednesday afternoon quarterback right here.
Exactly. But you know what? Yeah, go Cards, because we're still in this shit no matter what.
We are.
I mean, there's a chance for them to still have a playoff run, and they're in
whether
contention.
they're still buyers or sellers at the trade deadline. It's to be determined. You got about a month, about 5 weeks, I guess, before the trade deadline. Still, so
I think the more this goes on, the more it drags out. I mean, I think Jordan Walker has been buried in this system. I mean, I think that's going to be they're probably big trade pieces. They end up kind of looking.
I could see that because Burleson's going to play a lot of right field now.
Yeah,
that Walker's hurt, and I mean, it doesn't look good for the kid.
Yeah, I mean, not for the Cardinals. And what's going to suck is he's going to go somewhere else, and he's going to become a stud.
Yeah, probably.
That's just what I see happening, unfortunately. But for some reason, the way the organization positioned him, they've kind of buried him, as far as positionally wise.
This is a natural position is third base.
Yes, natural position is third base. Right. So, I mean, Unfortunately, he's buried right now. Arenado's not going anywhere, at least up in this season. I mean, because he has a no trade clause, so I mean, it's going to be hard to move him anywhere without having his consent.
I mean, especially with the way the Cardinals are playing right now. Obviously, he came here because he wanted to win something, and the Cardinals really haven't done that. So, I mean, if they could get in the playoffs this year,
yeah, you never know.
There's no reason for him to move
on, or find that perfect contender for him that you're going to get the right return in action.
Yeah, and I mean, there could be a lot of injuries from here.
Yeah,
5
exactly,
weeks from now.
exactly. All right, so let's go ahead and dive into tonight's action with the NHL playoffs here.
All right, we got a rematch.
Yes, rematch
from last year. And I had actually forgotten about this, but last year Florida won the first 3 games of that series, and they didn't. I mean, they did it in pretty dominating fashion. Shut out 3-0 in the first game. I think they won maybe like 5-1 in the next game, or 5-3 in the next game, and then like 2-1. They had outscored the Oilers 11-4 in those first 3 games. But then in that fourth game, like the Oilers hit a switch. They come out and they scored 8 goals. Boom, dominated them 8-1, or 5-1, 8-1, and like 8-2 or 5-2.
Yeah, to force that game 7. Yes,
to force that game 7, they outscored the Panthers 18-5 in those 3 games, and then obviously Bobrovsky came up big with the 2-1 victory in Game 7. But this one starts in Edmonton this year.
And not only that, this team is a lot more balanced for the Edmonton Oilers than what it was last year.
They are, but I'll say it again. This really comes down to Skinner.
Yes.
And can he be the backstop that finally gets the Oilers over the hump?
Yeah, I mean, Skinner's going to be huge in this series. I mean, pretty much it's going to boil down because we know who the better goalie is, and that's Bobrovsky. Right. I mean, like, so...
He is. Yeah. I mean, there's just the 3 Stanley Final Cups in a row.
Yeah.
I mean, he's actually had better numbers up to this point than he's had in either of the other 2 runs.
Yeah. So I mean, it's going to be a tough one.
The Panthers are humming.
And they got Marchand now, like another guy who's won a cup before, who's like
and he's playing
veteran.
On their third line.
Yeah,
too,
on the third line, which is, I mean, just like lethal for them to have that. I mean, to have somebody got like Brad Marchand on your third line, I mean, that's a huge advocate for them to move forward to win that Stanley Cup.
So I'm going to go with McDavid to score a goal tonight. I want Draisaitl to get 3 shots on goal, and give me Barkov to score a point of any kind, goal or assist. That's going off at plus 661.
Oh, nice. I like that. That's good juice right there. And very probable odds of things that happen.
Yeah, that should be an easy one.
And you know what? I just like, for me going in this series, I think this is kind of McDavid's time. I think the Canadians are Canadian teams are going to finally break that snide right there. I think of getting the Stanley Cup this year.
I mean, they're favored right now.
Oh, they're favored. I think by minus 125, 120. I think minus 120 like average for most of the Bucks going out on that there right now. All right, so the next up we got the NBA, the association here. Their playoffs are kicking off. The Indiana Pacers that pulled it off and sent the Knicks packing. Tom Thibodeau got fired today, which is crazy. Yeah. Which is the most insane thing I could ever think of in my life, because the Knicks were in a exercise in mediocrity for the longest time.
They threw up a stat today on one of the articles I was reading. He actually had 59 more regular season victories, like in his 4 or 5 years he was there, than like the last 7 Knicks coaches combined.
It's insane. I mean, that's why it's crazy that the firing was done the way it was done. But again, Tom Thibodeau will probably land on his feet.
Oh, yeah.
Look for Michael Malone, the former Nuggets coach, to actually end up with the Knicks. Yeah, that's kind of where I see the next plan of action for the Knicks going forward. They send Michael Malone up there. That team's got a lot of nice obviously packages to put together as far as, like a lot of deadly weapons to put together between Brunson. You got Karl Anthony Towns. You got Josh Hart. You got Mitchell Robinson. And I don't know who all's in the free agency category right now. But you got Michael Malone, who knows how to manage a roster, won a championship before with the Denver Nuggets. Yep. So, I mean, I think that's kind of where we're going to head there. I think the series is going to be very tough, man. I think it's going to be a back and forth series. It's a series of styles right now, because the Pacers like to get out and run. OKC, they're very heavy as far as their wing defenders. Right. The guys that are going to defend on the perimeter. So I think it's going to be a very, very tough matchup for Indiana Pacers to overcome them on the 7-game series. Because OKC they're loaded as far as...
They are loaded.
They got bigs up front that know how to operate and maneuver the ball between Chet Holmgren and what's his name, Hockenstein or not.
Holmgren's the one that's really playing well.
Oh,
he's beast mode.
Oh yeah, he's a stud. He's long, he's lanky, he can maneuver with the basketball, he can move without the basketball, and so it's going to be a tough series for Indiana to overcome this. So I think OKC is a heavy favorite. I mean, I think for me, my personal opinion, I think OKC is going to take the series. I just like to see it go 6 or 7 games.
Right? Not a shutout or a sweep
or a gentleman sweep, even a gentleman sweep. I mean,
like,
because that's what we saw last year in the finals between the Celtics and the who was that last year? It was the Celtics and
oh shit. Yeah, way to put me on the spot.
Yeah. I thought you were gonna dig that one out for me, Bobby.
No,
but it was the Celtics and it was not. It wasn't the Thunder. No, it wasn't the Thunder. I mean, it wasn't the Nuggets.
It was the Dallas. Was it Dallas?
Oh, Dallas. Yeah, it was Dallas. Yeah. It was Luka. Luka and Kyrie Irving. But that was a total mismatch last year. Right. I mean, like completely. So I mean, I think this series will be a little bit better matched up this year. Just because, I mean, both benches are very deep, so you're not going to deal with the fatigue issue. That's why nobody want to see the Knicks in the finals, because they don't really have enough bodies to keep throwing at OKC, because OKC is so deep. And Indiana Pacers are probably one of the only teams outside of the Celtics that could have contended with that.
Can keep up with
it. Yeah, could have contended with that. And the pace that the Pacers play at, that's kind of their secret weapon right there, as far as getting them a little bit of threat and as far as pressure on your team on a constant basis.
OKC's young though, so they should have no trouble keeping up.
Yeah, but the problem is like one of the most frustrating things with basketball is that when you score as a team and that other team automatically instantly from the moment that they get that ball goes through the basket, they inbound and boom, and they're up and running again on the floor. That's going to wear you the hell out. I mean, that's a tough matchup. But again, OKC has the bodies to be able to throw at them where they can avoid that fatigue issue. So, I mean, it'll be an interesting series. I mean, I think it's going to be a good, exciting series that we're going to see on a Thursday night to kick that thing off.
All right. You like OKC
in
6?
Yeah, I'd say OKC in 6 is what I'd probably call on that one.
I mean, I'd like to see the Pacers win just because Indiana had. When's the last time the Pacers have won? Have they ever won?
No, neither one of these teams have ever won a championship. I mean, it's going to be a first for both of them. Okay. The last time the Pacers won in the NBA championship finals was in the 2000.
Yep.
When they got
25 years ago.
Yep, they got smoked by the Lakers.
That's right.
Kobe and Shaq. I think that was their last. I think that was their last championship together. Was Kobe and Shaq? Maybe that was the year before
he went to the Heat.
Maybe that was the year before, because I think the last one maybe was against Orlando. I can't remember which one was first. If it was Orlando or the Pacers that they won first, because I know the first one they beat Philly. That was the Iverson series. I mean, they were smoking everybody in the playoffs, hadn't lost, and Iverson came out and dropped 48 on them, in that first game, and I mean, like, oh shit, But I mean, obviously, he couldn't do it all by himself because Kobe and Shaq were just too much to overcome. So,
all right, that's all I got on the NBA right there.
All right, so the association is done there. So we got a little bit of NFL talk. I mean, the OTAs are in play. I mean, right now we're kind of still in kind of no man's land as far as the NFL. 214 days until the first day of opening day. It's what I saw.
No, we're way under that.
Is it like 214?
We're like 90 something away.
Is it? Yeah. Is it that short?
Yeah, we're only.
I googled something just to kind of count my days, and I saw something that said 214 from like the September date to now. Like I thought that was a little long. I was like, that doesn't seem right. It doesn't seem right.
It might be till the Super Bowl.
Yeah, maybe, I don't know. Yeah, I mean, but like I know I kicked something off, but either way, so we're going to count down the opening day here coming up.
So the big story of the week was actually Ragnall's surprise retirement.
Yeah, you know what? I mean, I guess the people that were in the know, it wasn't a huge surprise. No. Because, I mean, at the end of the season, I mean, he was dealing with the busted ankle. He also had a torn pec. I mean, he played through a lot of injuries.
He's only 29 years old. You take that money and walk off while you still can.
But that's how you know how bad his body was hurting, because he was there with Detroit during the shitty times.
Right.
And so for them to be right there on the cusp of having a chance to actually make some noise and him to retire, that shows you that his body was like, you know what, I can't do this anymore. Because nobody's going to willingly walk away from that, especially a player like Ragnow who played through the injuries that he did. To get back on the field for that city. I mean, that's going to be tough for him to walk away if he wasn't completely like, you know what, I'm just absolutely done.
I mean, where do you find an emergency center now?
They drafted a guy, though. They I don't remember the kid's name.
I thought he had played guard, though.
No, but that's an easy transition for them. Like, I mean, because so the Cowboys' first round pick, he was a guard from Alabama. The kid's named Tyler Booker. Tyler Booker, I believe, is his name. So the Cowboys, when they drafted him, he was the guard at Alabama. They're going to slide him to center. Yeah, because they need him, and that's a must need right there. Okay. So I mean, that's an easy transition as long as you know how to snap the ball. You get that in, and most of the guys, they've kind of had reps at that, because usually if you've been a guard, you've taken some backup center reps at some point, especially if you're like a premium All-American type, like in that fashion. So. I mean, the NFL season will be kicked off here. I mean, I think it's going to be a great season coming forward, like it always is, because there's going to be a lot of interesting picks.
Oh yeah, no, there was a trade this week too. Did you hear about this one?
Well, which
Bryce Huff got traded to the 49ers.
Oh, Huff went to the 49ers. Oh, again, that's Robert Saleh.
Yep.
Robert Saleh bringing one of his boys that he's familiar with from the Jets because he's back there. Yeah,
Bryce Huff traded to the 49ers.
All right, well, they needed that right there because they needed to pick up some extra pass rush help.
And then some more bad news for the Steelers fans. I know they're all waiting in anxious glee for Aaron Rodgers to sign. Parham, the free agent tight end that they signed.
Tore his ACL.
Tore his ACL, or Achilles, actually.
Oh, yeah, Achilles,
Tore his Achilles. So he's done for the season. Mm-hmm. And then the only, Dobbins, actually, took a visit to the Broncos.
Yeah,
so,
J.K. Dobbins took a visit to the Broncos. So, I mean, he would be a nice addition there in that backfield. Who'd they pick up? Didn't they draft somebody?
Yeah, the Broncos drafted. I think they drafted 2 running backs actually.
Yeah, I thought so. Who's the one that drafted Amari? Oh no, that was the Chargers.
Yeah,
Amari and Hampton, the kid from North Carolina, the stud out of there. So I mean,
and then the last thing I got is that Saquon Madden cover. Did you see it? It's
yeah.
Turnaround butt jump.
Yeah.
They actually. It's not the real footage from the game.
No, they did a harness little setup shoot type of thing.
If anybody's seen that was actually kind of cool.
Yeah, I mean that just shows you all. I mean everything's in production, everything's at work. You know, if you
then they took the team off, the opposing team off. It's just a black helmet.
Yeah. So they made it like no Jacksonville Jaguars helmet is it's a black helmet. So yeah, I mean you gotta love Madden. It's been many years since I've played.
Yeah, I haven't had a Madden game in a long time.
You know, I just don't have the time.
I did get the college football game last year. That was a lot of fun.
Yeah, I just don't have the time to invest in it like I like to. So, it's that summertime football season. I mean, summertime
just
sports
slow
season
news,
right now.
Slow news. And I got one more for you guys. We've got the Diamondbacks at the Braves tonight. Give me Ronald Acuna Jr. to hit a home run, and then Mets at the Dodgers later. Juan Soto to hit a home run. That's going off at 1464.
Oh, nice. Yeah, that's nice. Yeah, so 2 home runs, basically what you're looking for tonight.
2 home runs just from Acuna and Soto.
All right. Let's go and get them, brother. Let's go ahead and get them. All right, I want to say before we move on here, wrap this thing up here, shout out to my wife here. This is my 15-year anniversary. So,
happy anniversary.
You made it. You know, man, you know what? Marriage is a son of a bitch. It's not about, if you're going to make it work, it's if you want it to work.
Right.
At the end of the day. And so at the end of the day, any marriage, you want to make it, you got to want it to work. So, shout out to you, baby. We made it 15 years. Here we go. Bets and Buds. We're going to be coming up once we get to the football season of our 3rd year anniversary once we start this season off here. Shout out to Director Dave for keeping us up on the 1s and 2s. Shout out to True on the Track for blessing those beats. Bobby Light. I'm Jason Smoking Token.
I'm Bobby Light.
We good times, brother. Good times.
Peace.